You know, as a certified insomniac that used to not be able to sleep at all, and now I can sleep like 8 hours a night totally fine, I feel like I'm kind of qualified to speak on this sleeping shit, you know? So I'll just say right off the bat, do not try and sleep on your floor. Do not do that, bro. When I was at the height of my insomnia and I couldn't sleep at all, I literally like just slept on my floor and started researching like tribal sleeping positions on the ground, and I thought that would help. It didn't help. I just woke up very sore and I didn't get any sleep, and I eventually went back to my bed. I really tried sleeping on my floor for like 2 days straight or 2 nights straight because I saw some shit on Reddit about how that could like help your sleeping or something, but it didn't. Do not sleep on your floor if you can help it. If you don't have a bed, I'm sorry, but like just don't even try and sleep on your floor. Like that sounds retarded as fuck, but like that's an actual thing. Counting sheep below mid. Like for me, keep in mind this is all for me. This is just stuff I've tried. Maybe this will be different for you. Counting sheep, I don't know who came up with that, but they were kind of fucking retarded, bro. I swear that does not do anything. If anything, that just keeps me awake, counting sheep. Yeah, I don't know who came up with that. I've never seen any who counts sheep and like falls asleep. Is that a joke? I don't know. Blackout by Blackout. I'm putting that in good because that's a small thing, and by that I don't mean getting drunk and blacking out and then like falling asleep that way. Also, I've literally never been drunk, bro, in my fucking life, so I don't know about that. By blackout, I mean, the other night, I kind of noticed as I was going to sleep that, like, yeah, my room was dark, so, like, obviously that would help me sleep, but I saw there was, like, some little lights still on, you know, like, from my computer, and, like, there was just little lights all over the place that you don't think will make a big difference, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to completely turn the power off and see if that makes any difference to my sleep, and it did. That made a huge difference. Like, it's like these little lights that you think you aren't really consciously noticing, you know what I mean? But when you turn them off and your room's complete pitch black, like you open your eyes and you can't see shit, it's just utter darkness, you're in the void, bro. That's when you're gonna get your best sleep. So if you think your room is dark, it can probably be darker, bro. Like, you need to turn your power completely off so there's not even like one little light coming like from your Xbox or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Do not get drunk and black out. I don't think that would be a good sleep method. I've never done that, so I don't know. Physical wariness is like the best. By that I just mean, of course, if you do a bunch of exercise in the day, you wear yourself out physically, then of course you're gonna sleep very easily. When I started running every day and like started doing more exercise and shit, I obviously noticed my sleep improved like a ton, and I didn't really struggle that much to sleep. But actually, I will talk about that in a second. But when I started doing exercise, yeah, it made my sleep much better, obviously. And I notice on days where I don't go running and like I don't do anything, I just kind of stay and like fucking, I don't know, jack off and watch movies all day. I don't know, you know what I mean though? When I do that, I don't really I don't really fall asleep easily, and that's when I get insomnia. However, what I was gonna mention is that sometimes you are very physically tired, you're weary and fatigued, and like, I don't know, but you still cannot fucking fall asleep. And that's when these kind of mental methods come into play. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you are physically tired, like you've had a really big day, and like, it's like your body wants to sleep, but your mind just won't shut the fuck up and it won't shut off, you know what I mean? Which is when where the mental methods come in. For example, the thought method, which I've explained before, which is really good if you're physically tired and can't sleep, or even if you're not physically tired at all and still can't sleep. That's really good. And by thought method, I mean kind of meditating as you fall asleep. So as you're sleeping, focus 100% on your breathing, and when you notice that your mind kind of starts wandering and you're getting a lot of thoughts, just refocus back on your breathing. And why this helps you sleep is because Firstly, it helps calm your mind, right? It helps calm your mind. Obviously, if your mind is in a state of chaos and it's all over the place, sleeping is going to be very difficult. Secondly, it also wears out your mind. You may be physically weary and physically tired, your body may be tired, but if your mind is awake and your mind's not tired, you're not going to be able to sleep no matter like how much exercise you've fucking done, right? When my mind is too awake to sleep, that's the first thing I go to, right? Another one people will do a lot. Another one people will do a lot is fake scenario in your head. I know you do that shit. There's no way I'm like the only one who does that. Wait, come on, we've all done that before, right? Like, surely. Fake scenario in your head. I mean, like, you know how do I explain? Like, people have like worlds in their head, or like they imagine they're in a movie, or like they just imagine they're in some world before they go to sleep, and they be daydreaming like this whole scenario in their head. You know what I mean? For example, this is like kind of embarrassing, but like I don't know if other people do this. I have this whole like fucking fantasy world in my head that I've been daydreaming about like before I go to sleep a lot of the times for like 2 or 3 years straight. So I just have this fake world in my head that a lot of the times helps me sleep. When I can't sleep, I will daydream and like I imagine I'm in this world, right? And it's similar to the thought method, which is where it focuses your brain 100% on this fake scenario you're making up. Or it's basically just daydreaming. It's just daydreaming, right? It focuses your brain 100% on that. Plus, it wears out your brain, relaxes your mind. If you were focusing on one thing, if you're focusing on like a fake scenario, but you keep switching what you're thinking about, then it's gonna be mid, and it'll probably just keep you awake. If you can come up with like some daydream in your head and focus 100% on that, that's gonna really help you sleep very well, even if you're not physically tired and not mentally tired at first. Wait. Let me talk about melatonin next. You know melatonin, you've probably heard of that, right? It's like a supplement. Because your brain naturally produces this thing called melatonin, like when it notices lights are like going away, or like when it's getting darker, your brain starts producing melatonin, and then melatonin helps you sleep. So you already know there's melatonin supplements you can take that increase melatonin in your brain that help you sleep. However, I see so many motherfuckers, and I actually did this when I was younger and had major insomnia, like stayed up for like 2 hours trying to sleep. I bought melatonin supplements to help me sleep, and so many people do this as well, thinking you can take melatonin like every day. Also, funny thing, in Australia, melatonin supplements are prescription only. They are literally prescription only, bro. You have to import that shit and hope that customs doesn't like fucking seize it. It's ridiculous. Anyways, taking melatonin to sleep every day, mistake. It really should only be used if you have like jet lag. You know, if your sleep schedule's kind of fucked from like a flight or something that you kind of just need to take melatonin for like 1 or 2 days. Do not take it every day. Don't quote me on any of this shit, right? I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just retarded. Like, don't quote me. But I do think your brain can get dependent on melatonin. Like some other things I'll fucking talk about. I think your brain can become dependent on it. And I don't know the specific details of this, but I've heard of melatonin messing with the dopamine in your brain. I don't know much about that. My point is, your brain naturally produces melatonin when it's nighttime. So you shouldn't need a melatonin supplement if you're doing all this other shit. And I was gonna say it's mid anyways, because even if you could use it every day, totally fine, it did hardly anything for me at all. I swear, it did not help me sleep. And that's when I was like, that's when I had major insomnia. So, of course, everyone's gonna be different, but like, melatonin, mid. Should that be mid or below mid? No, mid. 5-HTP is a similar one. I don't remember what that stands for. Nah, that's mid. I don't remember what that stands for, but that's another supplement that, if I'm correct, once again, don't quote me on this shit. If I'm correct, that increases serotonin in your brain, and an increase of serotonin increases the deep sleep you're having, I think, which is, yeah, with the sleep you're getting at like the beginning of the night when your body's like restoring itself and like all that crap. 5-HTP is another thing which you can get dependent on. Plus, too much serotonin, you get something called serotonin syndrome, which is like very dangerous, I'm pretty sure, and can make you like sweat and like panic or something. I don't even remember. Serotonin, if you're using that for sleep, it would probably be more affected than melatonin, or maybe serotonin gets converted into melatonin. Yeah, I don't know this shit. It's all a science thing. I don't fucking know. I have some 5-HTP. I took it maybe like twice just to see what was up. Not when I had major insomnia. I think it helped me sleep. Probably more than melatonin did. I think it did. But it's not something you should take every day. I really don't think it's something you should take every day. And I was more taking it to see what effect it would have on my dreams, and shit like that. So these are the two supplements. I should, that's another thing, THC, which is the thing that's in weed. So I'm hoping you're like keeping track of all this shit. I feel like I'm yapping a lot. THC is the thing in weed that makes you high, right? And you know, a lot of people will smoke weed to help them sleep. I did that a lot, especially when I had major sleeping issues. I had insomnia. I smoked weed. It helped me sleep a lot, but firstly, it depended on the strain, because sometimes I smoked some weed and it just gave me some sudden urge to read Wikipedia. Like, a lot of the times, I used to smoke weed and I just had to read Wikipedia, so that shit actually kept me awake. I don't know why that happens. I don't know if that's happened to other people. It just made me want to research shit for some reason. THC, actually, I'm actually putting that below mid. Sorry to the weed smokers, but firstly, you get way too dependent on weed. If you're using weed to help you sleep, you get way too dependent on it. It's good while you have the weed. If your weed runs out, you're going to realize you're not going to be able to sleep at all, because you got so used to using it to sleep. Another thing is, THC is a REM suppressant. It suppresses rapid eye movement sleep. Rapid eye movement stages of sleep is when you're having dreams. So if you smoke a shit ton of weed before bed, you're probably not going to remember that many dreams. It's the same thing with alcohol, which is also a REM suppressant. I think 5-HTP can also suppress REM. All these things are literally suppressing stages of your sleep that are like essential, and which is when you're having dreams. Not to get all nerdy on you. Once again, I don't know shit. Don't listen to me. But REM suppressant. Same thing with alcohol. I just didn't include alcohol because I've literally never been drunk. I don't like the taste of alcohol. I'm sorry. I've never been drunk. THC, it's just like, do not depend on that for sleep. Please, please, please. It may help you sleep, but it just you get way too dependent on it. And I had the thing where I used to smoke so much weed, and then when I ran out of weed, I could not sleep at all, because my body was like, how can you sleep without weed? Also, when I took 8 edibles, that shit did not let me sleep. I was trying to sleep and I was seeing like mad colors. I was seeing mad colors and like hallucinating shit after 8 edibles, bro. So that did not help me sleep. It depends on the strain. I should probably stop talking about weed, but like some strains of weed also actually wake you up. So it's just, yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. Smoke weed if you want, but like whatever. Not napping is good. By not napping, I mean, if you're trying to get a consistent sleep schedule, napping can actually really fuck you up. You'll notice sometimes if you take a nap, this is why I swore an eternal oath like 4 years ago to never nap in my fucking life, no matter how tired I am, bro. Because if you nap, you're gonna realize and if you're an insomniac, you're gonna notice that it's gonna be very difficult for you to sleep like at night because you just napped and like your brain doesn't need enough sleep. And like, yeah, you got more sleep because you had a nap, but that means it's gonna like make your sleep schedule inconsistent, right? Unless you can somehow nap every single day consistently. If you take a nap, you're fucked, bro. You're fucked. Like, I know that doesn't apply to everyone, but I see so many people, their sleep schedule's cooked, and I tell them to stop napping. They stop napping, and then their sleep schedule completely fixes itself, and they're fine. Please, bro, if you're tired in the day, just wait until the night. You can make it. You can make it to the nighttime, bro. Hear me out. Stop napping. Reading is another one. Super good. I'm putting that in the best, mostly just because I'm a book nerd and like I'm biased towards books. But it's another thing like fake scenario in your head or the thought method. It relaxes your mind so fucking much. If you turn off all your screens and your phone and shit, and just read an hour before bed, trust me, that shit's gonna put you to sleep, bro. That's gonna put you to sleep. Preferably a fiction book, so like a book about made up shit, because if you're reading a book about like psychology, you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's so interesting, and it's gonna keep you awake. that should happen to me. Don't read like books like that shit, in my opinion. But yeah, if you read a really good book, that's gonna relax your mind. It's gonna also, you're just focusing on the book, you're focusing on it 100%, so it's gonna get all the intrusive thoughts out of your head. You'll probably notice if you start reading like an hour before bed, you're gonna want to sleep and you're gonna start falling asleep as you're reading. But fucking hell, I'm just a book nerd, right? I read books way too much. I literally have to force myself to stop reading a book and go to sleep, so I'm kind of biased towards that shit. But yeah, except when you get a book that has like mad cliffhangers and shit, and you just need to keep reading that may keep you awake. breathing method. Wait, have I already thought? Wait, what the fuck? Wait, oh shit, wait, I messed up the breathing method and the thought method. That's really fucking awkward. Okay, the breathing method I meant was focusing 100% on your breathing and crowding, getting all the crowded thoughts and shit out of your head and just focusing 100% on your breath. I messed these two up. That's awkward. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm never uploading a video ever again. You're never seeing me. I'm embarrassed. Fucking hell. Okay, that's so bad. Just forget I talked about the breathing method as the thought method. I meant that the thought... Wait, okay, I'm just confused now, but by thought method, I meant forcing your brain to not think anything. And by that, I mean literally force any thoughts out of your brain. When you get any thought at all, force it out of your fucking brain. And that kind of does the same thing as focusing on your breathing. And it kind of forces, it makes your brain tired, it wears out your brain, and once again, slows down all the intrusive thoughts you're having. Just imagine that breathing method actually says thought method. I'm sorry, that must be so fucking confusing. Okay, let's just forget about that. Let's forget about that and talk about journaling. Journaling is good, super good. And you know why that's so good is because recently I had an insomnia thing where I was physically fucking tired. My body was tired from exercise. I tried the thought method, the breathing method. I tried reading. None of it fucking worked. I still could not sleep at all. And the reason I couldn't sleep was just because I had so much like shit on my mind. I had so many problems in my head. It was just all this shit built up in my mind and was keeping me awake. So I started journaling, not thinking it would do anything. And by journaling, I mean writing down everything that was in my head. Like every problem, any intrusive thought in my mind that I thought was keeping me awake and invading on my fucking sleep, I wrote that down in a journal. And this made me sleep so well because it was as if my brain knew that all the problems in my head were now like somewhere else. They were now in a physical book. They were away from me. It was as if it like made me take all the problems out of my head and like put them somewhere else. You know what I mean? Which sounds retarded. It sounds like that shit won't work, but it actually, like, you need to try that if you can't sleep. It's very useful. So journaling is good. That may be the best, or like, I don't know, but yeah, that's just so good. If you've tried everything here, you're physically tired, you've done all this other crap, and you still cannot sleep, try just journaling everything that's on your mind and just telling your brain that like you'll deal with it tomorrow. I don't know if you actually will deal with the problems, but like, whatever, just write them somewhere, get that shit out of your head. I don't know. But you know, this is all just for me. I know it's going to be so different for everyone, as always. For some people, counting sheep will be the best. I mean, actually, I don't believe that. counting sheep's ass. Like, no way for someone that would be the best. Maybe it is for you. I don't fucking know. This is just my opinion. I would have put drinking so much alcohol on here that it makes you black out. But like, I've literally never been drunk in my life, so I don't know how that shit works, and I can't imagine that would be a very good sleep method. So I don't know. Also, sorry this thing like keeps cutting. For some reason the webcam thing keeps fucking cutting out, so I should probably stop talking to you because it's actually pissing me off. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you'll agree with this. Let me know if you do. Actually, no, like the video. Don't dislike the video. Like the fucking video and subscribe to me, bro. And join the Discord. Join the Discord in the description. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.